One other area we're keeping an eye on is the Mid-Atlantic. Occasionally severe thunderstorms there. Some of these storms had a lot of warnings on them earlier as they came across the Appalachians. They've begun to come down near the Leesburg area out of the mountains. As they often do, they've weakened a little bit. But if you're having outdoor events, you could be seeing lightning, some bursts of heavy rain coming into the Baltimore area about 5:59, coming down close to the Washington, D.C. there area about 5:44. So keep an eye out on this. And tomorrow, upper level jet stream disturbance pushes way up into Minnesota and Wisconsin with a tornado threat there tomorrow. I've given a Torcon of 5 for these areas there tomorrow. Alex?
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. Yeah, going off of your Torcon values, there's a look at some of them. Minneapolis, you mentioned a 5 out of 10. That's a 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. That would be all day Sunday. In Chicago, we've got to watch the afternoon and the evening. Same for St. Louis, although a 4 out of 10 for St. Louis. Still a significant threat of a possible tornado around St. Louis into our Sunday. There is that area in red everywhere from northern Minnesota, even the UP of Michigan, all the way down into South Texas. These are the areas we've got to watch closely as we head into Sunday for that chance of damaging wind, for that chance of hail, and for that chance of tornadoes. So if you're in places like St. Louis, Madison, Minneapolis, Chicago, start talking to your family now, today. What are we doing tomorrow? Where are we going to be? And if there are severe warnings, tornado warnings that are issued, where are we going to go? Get that all worked out with your family so there's no confusion should the time come and you have to get acting. Here is the look at the setup for tomorrow. We've got that warm, moist air being pulled off towards the north. Still have that strong surface frontal system. Notice we've got the shifting winds with height. Surface winds out of the south, more of a southwesterly direction for those mid-level winds as that storm system works off towards the north. It's going to be some of these northern areas that see some of the higher Torcon values. 5 for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Notice Missouri, eastern Missouri, a 4 out of 10. That would include the St. Louis area, so a place to watch. And this would indicate your chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location. So 4 out of 5, those are definitely respectable risks and risks that need to be prepared for. In St. Louis, chance of tornadoes, some large hail, damaging winds will be another big threat. Again, you guys have that 4 to 5 range on the Torcon. 5 for St. Louis. In Chicago, 5 for you as well with that chance for tornadoes, some large hail, damaging winds. So we've got to watch the Chicago area during the afternoon and evening. I know you've probably got plans. It's a Sunday evening, but just stay tuned to the weather. In Minneapolis, chance for tornadoes, that 5 out of 10 on the Torcon. Large hail, damaging winds, also a possibility there. So a lot of areas to keep an eye on. And as those storms move east tomorrow, notice some of those same areas we're watching now could see thunderstorms again tomorrow and Monday. Mike Bettis is in Wichita, where you've got severe thunderstorms moving through now.
That's right, Alex. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Sedgwick and Sumner County. That goes to 1/4 the hour. A lot of lightning with these storms, so we've taken some shelter here under the overhang here at the Orpheum. But at First and Broadway, it is raining to beat the band right now. Tons of lightning. So what it tells us is, especially as you go south, and you're looking southeast in the camera right now, we've got some ice up in these storms, okay? And so we're getting some separation of charges. So heads up on that lightning. And the hail primarily just south of downtown. So if you live around, say, Derby or Sunview, that storm may be rolling its way over toward Andover. Heads up on some P to marble to maybe quarter-size hail with this storm, enough that it may do some damage to your car and put dings in it. So quickly put the car in the garage and then take some cover inside your home, because there could be a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, and some wind with this storm as well. But this isn't the only place that we're dealing with strong storms and the possibility of tornadic weather. Stick around. The Weather Channel has got you covered. We have storm coverage all evening long of the outbreak in the plains. It's all coming up right here as we continue our special coverage, coming to you live from Kansas.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. Flonase is the 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So go ahead, inhale life, excite your senses, seize the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
I've always been into biking, but I had kids, a job, other priorities. When I bought a house at Del Webb, I joined this group and started going on long rides a few times a week. I became obsessed with getting faster. I started shaving minutes off my time, and now seconds. Our trainer here has really helped me push through to the next level. What's it really like to own a home in a Del Webb community?
Just ask real homeowners at the community that interests you. Go to delwebb.com to find yours today.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Capri Sun, with no high fructose corn syrup and no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Those are your rules. Their rules?
There's 5 people who are it. You gotta hit the target. You can go over or under.
Let them figure them out. Everything they love, and now with no high fructose corn syrup.
Guys, I found 10th base.
Capri Sun. Go ahead. Let them push play.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Take ZzzQuil and sleep like the kids went to Nana's house for the whole weekend. ZzzQuil, the non-habit-forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed, because sleep is a beautiful thing.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Everything must come to an end, even the palace.
This is the biggest challenge that any of us have ever faced.
We ain't gonna show them who we are!
Oh no, she has no underwear on. We have a commando situation. She's turning.
No, she's coming, she's coming!
Who run the world?
Rated PG-13.
We are looking at McLean, Texas, or at least from it. A severe thunderstorm warning off towards the east of McLean. Storm chaser Kelly Williamson is on it. They have seen wind gusts of 65 miles per hour. So Carl Parker warning of that threat. You know, we've got other threats that we've got to watch for today, including hail and the chance of tornadoes. So we're going to stay with Kelly, our other chasers out in the field. I want to show you now where the watches are in play. We've got a tornado watch until 8 o'clock. Panhandle of Texas, panhandle of Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma City metro area, you're under a tornado watch until midnight Central Time. So we've got a little longer to watch for you as we get into the late afternoon, the evening hours. That's when we do anticipate things will get much more active. Already active, though, in spots. You're looking at Texas and far western Oklahoma, Beckham, Roger Mill County under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is that warning or that storm that Kelly Williamson was looking at. Cheyenne, Eric, Radin. These are some of the cities in the path of this one. This warning goes until 4:15. Again, winds gusting 60, even 65 miles an hour possible. I think we're going to look at some gusty winds with this one as well. Grant, Haskell, and Stevens counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is right along the Colorado-Kansas state line. Then over towards Wichita, where we just saw Mike Bettis, Sedgwick and Sumner counties under that severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15. In addition to the severe threats, a lot of lightning lightning with that. And we want to send it out to Mike Bettis now. You know, Mike, you were mentioning all the lightning, which is dangerous enough, but also the severe threats in play for Wichita today.
Yeah, for sure. So we could be looking at some small hail, especially south side and east side of town as that storm is rolling through as we speak, which has some pretty heavy rain. It's just starting to let up now, but the heavy rain has led to a little bit of a ponding of the water here in the streets. You can see we've got a couple inches here. This all has to run down and into the storm drains, but skies are lighting up just a little bit now, so I think that's probably a good thing. We've actually been taking some cover here. We're at First and Broadway in Wichita, if you're familiar with it. The Orpheum is right here. We've been taking some shelter under the big overhang that we have. But be careful you're driving today, because this storm that we have here now in Sedgwick and Sumner counties that has the severe thunderstorm warning is producing a ton of rain. And so you could have some blinding rain if you're out there driving, in addition to the other threats that we'll see along with the hail and the wind. But this is kind of the MO of a lot of the storms that we'll have today. I expect to see a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings here in the plains to go along with the possibility of some tornado warnings as well. The tornado risk is farther back to our west through western Kansas, western Oklahoma, and then the panhandle of Texas. But a lot of these storms will stick together and roll their way eastbound through the overnight. So even though we're getting hit now in Wichita and it's daylight hours, I would anticipate a couple of rounds of storms here in central Kansas before all is said and done, and a nighttime threat as well. So one thing I'd be concerned about, Alex, is the possibility of flooding that goes along with some of these storms as well.
And once it gets dark, very difficult to see those flooded areas. You know, in your interactions with people out there in Wichita, this is an area that is used to severe weather. Are these folks prepared? Are they aware of the danger today?
Yeah. Trust me, they're aware. We talked to a lot of people today, and everyone this time of year, everyone's always a little bit on edge here in the plains because this happens with frequency and they know the deal. So it's good that they're aware, but I think any time that a storm comes your way, you got to know what to do, make sure that you're taking the proper precautions, stay off the electronics, anything that's plugged in, stay off of it this evening, especially when you have those lightning storms. And if that tornado warning is issued, we know what to do, Alex. We're getting into our basement, we're getting into our storm cellar, we're getting into our safe place quickly.
Of course. Thank you so much, Mike. You know, hopefully other folks, other parts of the country learning from Wichita. We appreciate it. We'll check back in with you. Right now, we want to give you a look at today's Torcon values. It is a 6 out of 10 or a 60% chance for east and central Kansas. That would include Wichita, south central Nebraska, 5 out of 10 chance of a tornado within 50 miles. And in Minnesota, western and southern Minnesota, it's a 4 out of 10 on that Torcon. So we've got plenty of areas to watch, and we want to keep you safe during this dangerous weather. So here is what you should do if you are in a tornado warned area and you're in an office building. You want to go directly to an enclosed windowless area in the center of the building on the lowest floor possible. Bathrooms, interior stairwells, the mail room, anything that doesn't have windows and is on that lowest level, most interior. Also, stay off those elevators. You could be trapped in them if the power is lost. Let's talk about a mobile home. If you are in one and tornado warning is in play, very simply get out, because most tornadoes can destroy even tied down mobile homes. So now is the time to think about where is that nearest sturdy permanent building, so you know where it is, you know how long it takes you to get there in case those warnings are in play. We are going to continue to track this tornado threat with expert analysis and our crews in the field coming up after the break.
Unbelievable. Toenail fungus? Seriously?
Smash it with Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor.
Look at the footwork.
Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Smash it.
Make the call and ask your doctor if Jublia is right for you.
New larger size, now available.
At WeatherTech, we never stop inventing ways to keep your vehicle protected. From floor liners and cargo liners to dozens of other world-class quality products, including no-drill mud flaps and bump step. Nothing is better for your car, truck, or SUV than WeatherTech for your family, the whole family. Go to WeatherTech.com to find the ultimate vehicle protection, along with a full line of automotive accessories. Nothing protects like WeatherTech.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain.
The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain, available at the Home Depot.
What you doing?
Checking my free credit score at Credit Karma.
I have great credit.
When's the last time you checked?
That's a lot of cheddar. We gotta check your credit score. Bringing you to man. Your credit is fly.
You know, credit scores change. Aren't you curious what it is right now?
Still popping and locking.
Credit Karma. Get your free score now.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
If you struggle with back pain, you have the power to turn it off. With this.
Smart Relief from Icy Hot. Just press a button and Smart Relief sends a wave of relaxing pulses that quickly and safely block even chronic back pain for fast, noticeable relief that lasts.
It's the same type of therapy doctors and physical therapists use. And it's wireless, reusable, and easy to use. Turn on Smart Relief and turn off pain.
Today's fresh idea, add a touch of green to your home or garden. Houseplants bring sweet serenity to any room. Maybe an indoor palm is more to your liking, so easily maintained and a great way to add life to any indoor space. And Florida-grown plants can make any yard a lush escape. Bring home a lovely hibiscus to brighten up your garden. Find the perfect recipe for all of your home and garden needs at floridagardening.org. Look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop and support local growers and nurseries.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 6. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closing in on 20 minutes past the hour. Thanks for staying with us here as we have extended coverage today to keep you up to date on this severe weather threat. We want to show you some severe thunderstorm warnings that are in play right now. This one just off towards the west and northwest of Washington, D.C. We've got Fairfax and Montgomery counties, Loudoun also. A storm moving right through Chantilly at this point. So you've got some really heavy rainfall. Watch the Reston Metro stop if you're going to be heading that way. Maybe wait a few minutes, let this storm pass. Working towards Rockville at 5:31, just before 6 o'clock in the nation's capital, Baltimore. Notice they're going to see these storms at 6:20, and we've got a race today at Pimlico Racetrack. We've got the Preakness about to take place in just over an hour, so we got to watch these storms closely. If you know anybody who's outdoors at that racetrack, maybe let them know that some storms are coming. Tornado watch is in play for parts of southwest Nebraska, western Kansas, and then getting into the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, as well as central Oklahoma, including the Oklahoma City metro area, going until 8 o'clock Central Time for the western group. For the more eastern watch area, that one goes till midnight. Here's this storm into Beckham, Custer, Roger Mills counties. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Could see wind gusts as high as 60+ miles per hour. There have been reports of 65-mile-per-hour winds with this storm as it works towards the Elk City area. Cheyenne, Eric, and Vichy, also some of the cities under this warning. This goes until 5 o'clock Central Time. You notice this is right along the Texas and Oklahoma state line. We want to go to Eric, Oklahoma, where we are looking out at this storm. So we looked at it from the Texas side of things. Now we are looking at it from the other side of the story, and perhaps looking at that shelf cloud, the edge of that off in the distance, and beneath that you get this more bubbly appearance to the cloud cover. So this person looking underneath that storm. Again, this could produce some gusty winds. Hail threat going to be out there with the storms today, so that's going to definitely be something that we watch for. And of course, we've got some high torcons today. We're talking about torcon values 6-7 range. So one of the more significant threats that we have seen thus far this year. And again, you are looking at Eric, Oklahoma, at this storm right now working through the Sweetwater area. Now notice Eric kind of on the southeast side of this. So the worst of it just off towards the north and over towards that Sweetwater area. And again, this warning goes until 5 o'clock. I want to show you what people in Texas have been dealing with this week as rain has continued to lash the area, flooding roads, forcing drivers to take extreme caution moving through the water. Texas had so much rain in the last 2 weeks, it has almost eliminated the 3-year drought the state had been experiencing. We'd been telling you about places like Wichita Falls, desperate for rain. Boy, have they received it. Looking at these May rain totals, we have seen accumulations over 1 foot to 1.5 feet south of Oklahoma City and then right along the Red River Valley. Anywhere you see the red, so here through North Texas into southern Oklahoma, that's where we've seen up to 1 foot. The oranges indicative of 5 to 8 inches of rainfall. So it has been a very rainy period for this part of the country, and we anticipate more rain coming. Flood alerts, flash flood watches posted into Oklahoma and Texas and also western Arkansas, parts of Missouri as well. These are areas that are going to continue to see more rainfall. When we talk about the flash flood guidance, this gives us an idea of how much rain it would take in 3 hours. If that accumulates, would we see flash flooding? Less than 2 inches in 3 hours is all it would take for us to see flooding issues off towards the east of Midland and south of Amarillo. In Oklahoma City and Dallas, San Antonio, you're looking at a 2 inch of rainfall causing flash flooding. If you got that in 3 hours, you'd be seeing the problems. For Houston, it is 3 inches. Want to take you up to Sweetwater, Oklahoma. I was just telling you about this severe thunderstorm, and you guys are getting some very heavy rainfall. You can see the windshield wipers working. Anytime you get that very heavy rain, you have to talk about the flood concern, but also if you're out there on the roads, man, it can be tough to see. So be careful. If you're out there and you're looking at the radar and you need to head out there, maybe give it a few minutes for this storm to pass. There is that radar picture. Sweetwater right in that heavy rain area.
We make meeting times, lunch times, and conference times. But what we'd rather be making are tea times. Tea times are the official start of what we love to do. The time for shots we'd rather forget and the ones we'll talk about forever. In Michigan, long days, relaxing weather, and more than 800 pristine courses make for the perfect tea time. Because being able to play all day is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
The Citi Double Cash Card. It's a cashback win-win. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, save up to $200 on eyeglasses. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
Introducing HBO Now, the new standalone streaming service that brings you all of HBO, and all you need is the internet. Get instant access to every episode of every season of the best of HBO's award-winning original series. With HBO Now, you get access to hundreds of exclusive movies every month, and so much more. Plus, watch big premieres as they air on TV. HBO Now. Now available on your favorite Apple devices. Download the app to start your free trial today.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla.
less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
When it's time for battle, you need powerful protection. New Right Guard Extreme Heat Shield. Tested to the extreme. Proven to perform. Right Guard for the win.
Oh, sorry, my babes are all crazy. I was just jumping.
You know this sets women back like 30 years.
This is the only cardio I will do! Into the jungle! Behold! Crushed it.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Thank you for staying with us for Weather Center Live. Look at Sweetwater, Oklahoma. The rain is coming down. You know, you can see the dark skies overhead. You can't see much on that road in front of you, just going to show how torrential the rainfall can be at times. And trust me, it does get worse out there on the road. So be careful out there as you travel across the Plains State. Sweetwater under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. You can see that area underneath the red on the radar. When we talk about those oranges, those reds, that's indicative of the heavy rainfall that you are seeing on the left-hand side of your screen. Well, thanks so much for staying with us here on this Saturday. I'm Alex Wilson, and we've got a panel of experts, crews out in the field here with you. Oklahoma City under a tornado threat once again. Want to show you the Torcon values as high as 7 for Oklahoma City. And you know, Oklahoma City isn't the only area under that threat of severe weather today. Want to send it over to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes for more on the threat and the areas that we're watching right now. Dr. Forbes.
Thanks, Alex. And a brand new tornado warning for Minnesota, Lac Qui Parle County. I'll show you that coming up. First, I'm going to show you the reason why we're having the severe weather outbreak threat today. Can you see this big swirl in the atmosphere? This is what we call the water vapor form of the satellite imagery. And the east side of that circulation is where the severe weather fires up, including these storms here in southwest Minnesota. That's one of those has the tornado warning on that. The circulation, if you see here, you can see a little embedded circulation, though. It comes out of Arizona into New Mexico into the Texas area. That is going to be pushing its way up across the Texas Panhandle into Kansas, and that's why that's the driver for the tornado watches that we have down in this area already, and the actually ongoing storms that we've had in this area. This storm here has lined out. It's turned into a squall line in western parts of Oklahoma. That's where we were seeing the Sweetwater area that the storm chasers were on there. But earlier it produced a couple of tornadoes. Taking a look at this particular storm, you can still see it has a little bit of a comma shape to that. So a bow echo in there, hail damaging winds coming across Beckham, Custer, and Roger Mills counties. Now farther to the south, the storms are still more individualized supercell thunderstorms. They've come across Paducah, Texas, up into now Hardeman, Harmon, and Jackson counties. Some of those coming into the Oklahoma area as well. So we'll continue to watch this kind of a storm for the possibility of enhanced tornadoes. We've seen storms line out as they've come across the Wichita area, up now off to the north and the east. But taking a look here, a couple of severe thunderstorms, including a tornado warning that is up there in the far west parts of Minnesota. So I'll step out of the picture here and zoom in on that one. We'll see there is the tornado warning for Lac Qui Parle County in Minnesota. That storm, and I'll zoom in even a little bit more here, that storm is heading north across the area. Agassiz and Yellow Bank areas are having the tornado as this one is going almost due north. It looks like a little bit of an arc that is kicked out in that, so it may ultimately head toward the Stevens areas as well. So we'll continue to monitor that. In fact, we'll be monitoring, at least here and there, parts of the Dakotas into the west and southern parts of Minnesota, parts of Iowa, all of these red shaded areas with a tornado threat probably greatest from the Kansas, Oklahoma down into the Texas areas. I've given a Torcon of 6 for western Oklahoma, 7 for the central parts of Oklahoma, 5 for parts of north central parts of Texas, but 6 for parts of central Kansas as well. So it's the kind of a situation that we could get some tornadoes along the edge of some of these lines of thunderstorms as well as some of these supercell thunderstorms. And it's pretty early out there. It's only a little after 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the central time zone. So a lot of the afternoon and evening, Alex, is yet to go. It could be a very dangerous afternoon and evening.
You got it, Dr. Forbes, and that's what we are expecting. Kansas, you mentioned them, just one of the states under the threat of severe storms today. We have our own Mike Bettis in Wichita. You've already seen a round of storms, Mike. Things much calmer now, but you don't anticipate that that was the end of the threat.
Oh, no, for sure. You know, that line has come through Wichita. Severe thunderstorm warning for Sedgwick and Sumner County is now over, and that storm is kind of bowing out and pushing east of us, so anticipate some wind and maybe a little bit of hail with that storm as it slides now eastbound outside of Wichita. But much better conditions now. You know, we had big pools of water here in the intersection at Broadway and First. The good news is that the storm drains have finally caught up to that water, and it's starting to really dissipate now, and that's good news. And the skies truly overhead are a lot brighter now than they were just a few minutes ago. But we are anticipating some more storms to come this way for the remainder of the evening, and there should be a nighttime threat with a lot of these storms as well, as that entire system, the whole complex, will push its way east. Dr. Forbes was talking about all that action west part of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. It all still has to march east, and so central Kansas will eventually get some of those storms again, as he was alluding to. It's early. It's just about 4:30 here, so we still have a lot of time to go. We could still see the instability in the atmosphere create some more thunderstorms in this part of the world. Just keep in mind, I mean, we've still got multiple hours before this entire system moves out to Alex. Just be aware of the weather. Watch us here on the Weather Channel. Watch us on the app. Get the alerts for you and your family, and be safe this evening.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Mike. We'll be checking back in with you. Now we've got another tornado warning to tell you about, or at least another county into the state of Minnesota. So we've been talking about that threat extending all the way from Texas up to Minnesota and North Dakota. Dr. Forbes was telling you about this storm so that you can see they've extended it up into the more northern county. And we're watching the town of Odessa for this tornado warned storm as it rolls northeastward. The new county is Big Stone County, and so we'll include a few extra towns: Odessa, Malta, and Autry. This goes until 5:15. We are here all night keeping you alert and safe from that dangerous severe weather. I want to tell you what to do if you're in a house with a basement. If you are, the best place to be is that basement. You want to avoid windows, so get into the basement under some kind of sturdy protection. Cover yourself with thick padding, sleeping bag, helmets. Make sure you've got everything you need already down there.
Most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste as much energy as leaving a window open in your home all year long. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION, and you can get 25% off of new windows for your home. Call today, because every home needs a champion.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. Flonase is the 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. And 6 is greater than 1. So go ahead, inhale life, excite your senses, seize the day and the night. New Flonase, 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
I've struggled with my weight ever since my first son was born. It held me back from life because you feel like you want to hide. My weight held me back from being confident, from, lots of things. It was hard. It's great that there is finally something out there now that works. Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back, guaranteed.
The results are exciting. I've lost 40 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Because of it, I feel so proud and so confident in myself. I feel like I could do anything. I lost 27 pounds with Nutrisystem, and I feel incredible.
Nutrisystem works. You don't have to count, measure, or weigh anything.
It's a simple plan that puts your body to work burning excess weight with the right balance of proteins, good carbs, and fats to help stabilize blood sugar and fight hunger.
I recommend Nutrisystem because I know it works. It just teaches you how to eat.
Since losing the weight on Nutrisystem, I definitely feel sexy. Now I look in the mirror and I love what I see.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism, free. And 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings, free. Plus, call or click to order today and get free FedEx shipping.
I lost 30 pounds with Nutrisystem, and I have a ton more energy now. That was me before, and this is me now. I'm Lori, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Nutrisystem has helped millions of people lose weight, and now you can too. You'll lose 5 pounds your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem worked for me, and I know it's going to work for you too.
Call 888-886-SIZE right now and get Fast 5 Plus with shakes free.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're watching a threat for a tornado now, west central parts of Minnesota. It's a little bit different kind of a storm. I want you to take a look at this one. It's not one of those big supercell thunderstorms individualized. It's part of a line. Here it is. It's just across the South Dakota border, west central Minnesota, off to the south and east. In yellow, we have a severe thunderstorm warned storm. We'll take a look here in detail at this particular storm. Look how it is part of a line that goes northwest to southeast across Lac Qui Parle. And now I'll slide over and we'll show you the next storm storm, next county up here, is coming into Big Stone County in Minnesota as this storm is heading off to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. Now, the circulation is embedded in the line. Here's the tracking of that. Comes up toward the Stevens area about 4:56. The areas north and west of Darnan about 5:27. But here it is. There's pretty strong circulation in there in the areas off to the east of Ortonville, embedded in that line. You wouldn't know that if you didn't have this Doppler radar. And so be on the lookout for possibility of a tornado in areas north and east of Yellowbank in extreme west central parts of Minnesota. For more, here's Alex.
Thanks, Dr. Forbes. Yeah, we want to show you some of the other areas that we are watching closely on the radar. First, though, a picture from Sweetwater, Oklahoma. You are looking. We've got chasers out there in the field. You can see they are underneath this storm. The rain has lightened up. Before, they had some very heavy rainfall. Now, a few drops on the windshield. But notice Sweetwater has seen that rain begin to come to an end. So things improving around Sweetwater, at least until some of those other storms off to the west work through. You do see we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for that storm that rolled through Sweetwater, Beckham, Custer, and Roger Mills County. This right along the Texas-Oklahoma state line. That's where we're watching this storm. We've got severe weather off towards the west of Dodge City. And you notice that other storm right down in the corner into southwest Oklahoma, right into North Texas. This is just east of Childress, Hardeman, Harmon, and Jackson counties under severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15. We've been watching hail and damaging winds as those severe threats today. Of course, tornadoes, something else that we'll be watching out for. But within these storms, this one, notice that backwards C shape, likely seeing some very strong winds with this one moving through Finney and Haskell counties. And since we've got a Torcon 6 today in west central Kansas, now is really a good time to look at how we determine the strength of tornadoes. Meteorologist Mark Elliott explains how it all focuses on the damage.
In order to give a tornado its EF scale rating, we don't actually measure the winds inside it. Instead, we look at the damage afterwards. For an EF0, there's not too much damage at all, maybe a couple of shingles getting blown off. By EF1, far more shingles coming off the roof, and we might start to see a piece of the roof coming down. By EF2, much bigger problems. Entire pieces of the roof can get sheared off, while the entire house could actually get shifted on the foundation. EF3 comes around and we start to see wall problems. The walls, the exterior walls can start to tip inwards. By EF4, even those interior walls can start to collapse. That's when the small rooms that we tell you to hide in might not even save you. And by EF5, the entire house can get blown off the foundation, nothing left but a slab.
Amazing stuff. And when you see that damage, no question as to how powerful these storms can be. You know, we're also watching storms, some severe storms working through parts of the mid-Atlantic. We've got D.C. and then up 95 to Baltimore. So it's off towards the west of the big areas right now that we've got the warnings. But, you know, a lot of people live in these areas. So 70 west between Frederick and Baltimore, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Also Fairfax and Loudoun and Montgomery counties, including Chantilly and Reston, watching out for that severe weather. Things improving around Chantilly, but still you're seeing some very heavy rainfall move through the northwest side of the D.C. metro area. This warning goes until 5:45. You know, we're watching this other one off towards the north because Baltimore at Pimlico Racetrack, we've got the Preakness set to run in just under an hour. So we've got to watch this area carefully. That racetrack right up about there. So northwest of Baltimore. And you can see these storms are headed that way. So if you know someone's there, send them a text, send them or give them a call and let them know that storms are headed their way. We've got a new tornado warning now back into the southwest part of the state of Kentucky. So Paducah here, it's off towards the north and west of Nashville. A closer look at this storm, likely looking right about here, going to be crossing over 24, and so this tornado warned storm is just to the south of Hopkinsville, Christian County, including the city of Lafayette, under a tornado warning until 5:15 Central Time. This is going to be one of those areas where we could see that rotation. So Doppler indicated a tornado. You watch that as it works up towards the north and east. And again, we're watching that little notch right about there, which is where we would see that tornado. We'll have much more on this storm as well as all the other severe weather that we are watching through this Saturday. Stay with us. We're going to give you a look at your local on the 8s, and we'll be back with you.
Unbelievable. Toenail fungus? Seriously?
Smash it with Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor.
Look at the footwork.
Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Smash it.
Make the call and ask your doctor if Jublia is right for you.
New larger size, now available.
Allergies can distract you. So when your symptoms start, doctors recommend taking non-drowsy Claritin every day of your allergy season. With Claritin, you get powerful non-drowsy relief 24 hours a day, day after day. Which is important, because with fewer symptoms to distract you, you can focus on the extraordinary things you do every single day. Live Claritin Clear every day.
Hi. Looking for a Prius, I bet. It's high-tech, too, with the latest safety features and available Entune app suite. And, I'm sorry, I don't mean to drone on.
Honey, stop messing with Jan.
During Toyota time, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a 2015 Prius. Offer ends June 1st. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Enjoy your Prius.
Thanks, Jan.
Look out, people coming in hot.
Toyota, let's go places.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
One look at that Red Baron pizza, and you're gonna love it from the first bite to the last. Because a perfect pizza requires a perfect crust. The sauce commands your attention. The cheese begs you to savor every bite. The pepperoni declares you have reached pizza nirvana. And that last slice?
What's it worth to you?
A perfect crust means a better pizza. Red Baron, love at first bite. The authentic taste of a brick oven pizza, now available from Red Baron.
1.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Want to walk you through 2 tornado warnings we've got in place. One right now into Kentucky. Notice the Tennessee state line just off to the south of this. This is south of Hopkinsville. This storm moving off towards the northeast at 10 miles per hour. So Pembroke, you are next in line at 6:13, just after 7 o'clock for Tress Shop. Eventually Kirkmansville in the path of this one. This one's moving more quickly up into Minnesota. Notice South Dakota just off towards the west. This one moving 30 miles an hour, and a train spotter did report a brief tornado with this one. We've also got Doppler radar indicated rotation, but there has been a report of at least a brief tornado. We're going to watch this for potential for more in Big Stone County. And you know, tornadoes, the most dangerous threat that we could face this weekend, and whether it's an EF1 or an EF5, the power of these storms is incredible. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes shows us exactly what these twisters can do.
It's amazing to see some of the things that a tornado can do. Maybe it shouldn't surprise us, considering that some tornadoes can have horizontal winds over 200 miles per hour and extremely strong updrafts that can pick things up. One of the things that we see a lot are tractor trailers that get tossed about. At about 15 tons empty, that's pretty impressive. Let's freeze this, and I'll talk about how this happens. The tractor trailer is heavy, but it has a lot of surface. It's about 70 feet long, 13 to 14 feet high. That's a lot of area for the winds to blow against, and some of the tornado winds can get underneath. They can go upwards 100 miles per hour, lift up the tractor trailer, even make it fly. Now I'm going to show you something not as big, not as heavy, but I consider even more impressive. Look at these parking blocks. They weigh 300 pounds, and it's hard to imagine how the wind can get under them. It must take winds that are extremely strong, just within inches of the ground, to be able to begin to roll these, and then it can pick them up and toss them through the air. In most tornadoes, we think the fastest winds are really about 50 feet above ground. Blocks like these got tossed up to 50 yards. Finally, let me show you something that I consider even more incredible. Some tornadoes have even been known to scour soil right out of the ground. It's hard to understand how that could happen. You can reach down and try to pull some out with your hands, but you'll just tear up some grass. It's difficult even enough to shovel soil out of the ground. We even saw dirt get pulled out of the ground in the EF5 Smithville, Mississippi tornado back on April 27, 2011. Maybe a trench up to the width of a football field and 2 feet deep. It even tore asphalt out of a roadway surface. How do we think this can happen? A combination of wind force and pressure force. Wind force, winds unusually low right down to the ground to push on the soil, while there's a pressure force, maybe a moisture layer underneath that got vaporized pushing upward, while low pressure in the tornado pulled upward and popped the sod right out of the ground.
New tornado warning to tell you about this one for that storm that was approaching Eric. We've seen a couple of views from this storm. Notice that little hook at the base of that one. This one moving off towards the north and east. We've got a radar indicated tornado. It's going to be crossing right over 40, right around the Eric area. Watch for this one, not just Eric, but also Sayre and Texola. Some of the cities in the path of this storm. We're going to continue to watch this one as well as our other tornado warned storms and risk areas next.
Are you missing out on life because you're putting off neck or back surgery? Call Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for your MRI review.
When you're in that much pain and you live on painkillers, you really don't have quality of life. I feel like Laser Spine Institute was an answer to prayer. It's just the heavens had opened up, and it was like, I can live again.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-855-401-BACK for your MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
Living longer. It's on the mind of every pet parent. And what we feed them matters. At Petco, pets are our sole focus. We handpick a unique selection of food to meet our high standards. Because when we feed them better, our companions thrive. Petco.
Here at TD Ameritrade, they're always working.
Yep, we're constantly making Thinkorswim better. Like a custom screener on your desktop that updates all your devices. And you can share it with one click.
Wow, how do you find the time to do all this?
Easy. We combine every birthday and holiday into one celebration. Back to work, guys. I love this times of year.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
With kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It was a nightmare.
And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
There's a widespread severe thunderstorm and tornado threat today, all the way in red here from the Dakotas and parts of Minnesota and Iowa, all the way down to Texas, as well as a couple of spotty severe areas, parts of Kentucky over into the Washington, D.C. area that also have some severe thunderstorm, even tornado warning. So try to take a look at some of these. The southwest parts of Kentucky, there's a tornado warning for Christian County around the area of Lafayette. That's south of Hopkinsville, north and west of the Oak Grove, or especially west of Oak Grove there, with a possibility of a tornado. Then up into western parts of Minnesota, this is part of the main threat area. This storm out on the far leading flanks of the big upper air system. That's a storm there. A little line, but there's been a report of a brief tornado with that. Tornado warning is in effect for the areas of Big Stone County, areas north and east of Odessa. There's a little bit of a curlicue in the line there, and taking a look at timing this one out, it's close to the Malta area, heading toward Baker, the Pepperton area, the Baker area around 5:09, so that's a little less than 10 minutes from now. Pretty well-defined circulation showing up within this line of storms, and farther down to the south and west, we have tornado watches that include the Oklahoma City metro area. Those go as late as midnight tonight. There are severe thunderstorms and now one tornado warned storm in that line. This storm earlier has turned into a line with a bow echo in it, Beckham, Custer, and Roger Mills County. It had tornadoes earlier, but now the storm in Beckham County, down at the tail end of the line, has a strong rotation. It's coming close to the Eric area right at this point, and heading off toward the north and east. Another storm down toward Quanah in Texas, Harmon and Jackson counties. You have a supercell thunderstorm there that could be producing, or could develop into one that produces a tornado. Other storms, not severe at the moment, rolling across the areas east of the Wichita area up toward the Topeka area. We'll be continuing to monitor these storms for the possibility of additional severe threats, and continuing again a big area that has this tornado threat with it as we go through this afternoon and evening. So Alex, a very busy evening about to take place here in the central U.S.
You got it, Dr. Forbes, and that's why we are here with you throughout the evening tracking this tornado threat. We've also got all the watches and warnings online at weather.com and on your mobile devices. We'll be as long as that tornado threat remains. We are back in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 50%. Sunday, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Low 75. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thank you so much for joining us today for our special coverage of severe weather. I'm Alex Wilson. We've got a lot of real estate to watch today. From the U.S.-Canada border to parts of South Texas near the U.S.-Mexico border. So there is a lot of area under that threat for severe storms with hail and damaging winds, also tornadoes. We are talking over 24 million people in that threat zone. North Dakota, northern Minnesota, all the way down into Texas, including some major metro areas, including Oklahoma City, which is under a tornado watch through this evening. You notice also western Kansas, southwest Nebraska, and parts of the Texas Panhandle, north central Texas also included within this watch. We've got severe thunderstorms and tornado warned storms out there now. Let's send it over to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes.
Indeed, it is a very complex day out there with a huge swirling upper low that is affecting on its east edge quite a number of states, all the way from the Dakotas and Minnesota down into Texas. But even ahead of that, there's some jet stream winds, there's some strong winds aloft that are even occasionally giving severe storms in Kentucky and over into the mid-Atlantic states. So I'll try to cover a number of those. We have lost now our tornado warned storm that was in southwest parts of Kentucky. That had been an area west of Oak Grove. So we're down one of those renegade storms that had been a problem. We still have storms coming into the Washington, D.C. metro area with a damaging wind threat. Here's a tornado warned storm. It has had a brief tornado with that. It's west central parts of Minnesota. Additional storms there you can see in red, but only one that really has a warning on it at the moment. And it's part of a line of thunderstorms off to the north and east of Odessa. It has a circulation in the line. If you look carefully, you can see almost a little comma head shape to this. That's a bow echo with a rotating comma head. So Big Stone County, you have a tornado warning there up to the north and east of that bow echo, heading up toward the Pepperton area, past the Baker area about 509. The circulation weakened a little bit, but there still is some red and green suggesting the circulation there, maybe not quite as strong or as tight a circulation as it had been a while back. Tornado watches go through as late as midnight here into the Oklahoma City metro area, and we do have severe thunderstorms, some with tornado warnings that are marching now from western Oklahoma into the central parts of Oklahoma and even northwest parts of Texas as well. Let's take a look at a couple of these storms. This storm here earlier had tornadoes. It has turned more into a bow echo with damaging winds rolling across parts of Beckham, Custer, and Roger Mills counties. But now, more down at the tail end of the line, still an individual supercell type thunderstorm.